Alright, back now with vertical presentations. I'm going to go through fairly fast, dump a lot of info, and if you can always go back and look if you want more. First one up is a good old white jig. I like white in the fall or when sight fishing, obviously. This is Strike King with a packer craw on it. Just sometimes I think they get going on shad and they're used to eating white stuff, and that's the way I went. But I still am a big fan of the old black and blue. Man, it just catches fish. This is the exact jig I used in the last tournament I fished of the year. I caught a 4.5 for a big bass, and on a black and blue jig, just good old faithful. With your 8 or 80, seems like you can catch a fish in a black and blue jig. Don't like to fish with vertical presentations if I don't have to, but if you're not catching a fish, you probably could unless you do. Here is just a lighter Texas rig. This has got a Trigger X craw on it with a flapping craw with a, that's in the muck color, which I really like, and I believe 3/8. Again, it was clear this year on the river, so really a little slower and a little finessier than we usually have to get in the river. But that was really good. I'd imagine right till almost ice up. Buddies I know were catching them. On a very similar situation, this is just a jig worm. I always kind of keep one of these with. You can throw a grub head on it, you can throw a shaky on it. But just 8-pound fluorocarbon, and pretty versatile if you gotta slow down or get skinny. Yep, the good old frog. I just keep one with. I can't let it go. Throw them a lot all summer long and into the fall, but not a whole lot in the late fall. The stuff is still matted up. You can still get them on frogs, but just kept this one right around the boat. I don't think I caught a fish on a frog after October, halfway through October, maybe in the middle of October, beginning of October, I mean. But that one never made it out. A spoon. I tried spooning a little bit this year. I got my butt kicked once on a spoon, and it looked fairly easy. It makes a lot of sense, just the way it falls and flutters. And I don't know if I'm using the right one or not, but I think the concept's right. This is a little shaky head craw, just a little stand-up craw. Again, it was skinny, or visibility was really good this year, and usually I don't get this finessy, but I did this year. Caught a few fish on this, nothing helped tournament-wise, but confidence. The old drop shot. Caught a lot of fish in my life on a drop shot, not a whole lot on the river, but thought I'd give it a go with just things were different this year, like I said, with low flow, very high visibility for the old muddy, and so I thought I'd give it a go. I know some guys do well with it down there. I'm probably not patient enough to fish it right, but when you can just catch them all day throwing crankbaits or turning the handle, then I'll do that. Not pick that up unless I absolutely have to. And lastly, a good old Carolina rig. They work. As dumb as they are, you just drag them around. I think you could be about 4 years old and catch as many fish, but I'm sure there's more artsy-fartsy to it than that, but that's about as artsy-fartsy as I get with a Carolina rig. Big 1.5 ounce white tube, and just drag it around down there. Fished it over a bunch of shell beds this fall, and I thought it was going to be just dynamic and beautiful, and wasn't that great at all for me anyways. So maybe I'm doing something wrong, who knows. But that is me covering my water column with all those rods, and that is all I know. If you have any questions, please ask, and it's been a pleasure to stand here in front of you.